What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. I'm one of your hosts, Keena Johnson, alongside Dean Kaminsky.
My beer's warm.
I don't know. That's a curse.
Cursed images. I'll get to the next one. Should be fine.
Shannon Hagler.
Yo, what's up?
Oh my god, you can pronounce it.
You remembered it this time?
Yeah, because I've seen it spelt out.
That's crazy, man. It's like, whoa.
BuzzFeed International.
Aren't you the one that wants to get this done quickly? You fucking moron.
And Nathaniel read it.
Yeah.
I'm a Reddit.
What does that even mean?
Shannon knows what it means.
That's not a good thing.
Whoa.
Sorry, I love you.
I was going to say, let's hope none of them see that.
They
At
will.
all.
The Amalgam Show is where we get
This is the
together.
episode I'll show my parents.
You piece of shit.
The Amalgam Show is where we get together and talk about pop culture and all the nerdy stuff we care about.
I just generally talk shit.
First
Yeah.
30 seconds, you just
You just
throw
fucking
your second family.
buried me, yeah.
You're just like,
I'll show it to them on the
friends.
Melbourne trip while you're there. It's not
Oh, God,
Hey guys, have you
no.
seen this episode?
Oh, fuck. They
Mum
don't even...
and Dad don't eat. Well, they know about the podcast, but I've never linked them to.
Well,
it.
the thing is,
They've
like,
never
you
seen
leave on Thursday, so Thursday night, you can just be like, hey guys, you want
When
to
they're really distracted about the house and like, you have a cat, I'll be like, oh, Shannon did this.
Damn it. Damn it.
Classic.
Damn it. Let's hope this whole thing gets corrupted.
Well,
There's a good 50-50 shot that's going to happen,
it
right?
really did this
Gator
time.
and I are just like, well, your family is a bit different to what we need right now.
Fuck my family, too. There we go. I did it. I balanced it. It's fine.
You didn't even say their name. You just said it's your family.
Fuck the Hagler family.
There you go.
Done.
Yeah. Show your family now.
Yeah.
Okay, now we gotta show.
Now I have no
because he'll
family.
laugh at this.
Nobody.
I thought you guys wanted a short show.
Well,
The
we
short
did.
show presented by Amalgam.
Then it got funny.
It's never short.
It's ever short.
Anyway, this week's topic is originality in video games. But first,
Non-existent.
some housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Be sure to check out a Dragon Ball Super series discussion video where we talk about Dragon Ball Super for about an hour and a half. That was fun.
Oh.
Yeah,
time,
in
yeah.
entirety. The entire
yeah.
series.
We talked about every single episode. No, we didn't.
Might as well have.
Synopsis, everything. Just
If you have any questions for the show, please comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com.
Malcolm
And
gmail.com.
please leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell if you feel like
Join the
No, hit
notification
the bell
squad.
because apparently YouTube's a fuckhead now. And just keep-
Whoa!
What?
Are
Whoa.
you hating on the people that don't pay us?
These
What
are
the
government, okay? The YouTube is a government, and we are its people.
fuck? At least there's
Freedom
no
of
net
speech, I can do what I
neutrality,
want.
guess.
Is that in the YouTube?
And if we don't like
handbook?
YouTube, we'll go to Vimeo. Everyone's like, what?
I mean, like, we could upload there too, but like, two?
Yeah. Jesus.
There's like a server limit.
It's just a Vimeo link to a YouTube channel. That's what it is.
Isn't that what Vimeo is?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Google
Vice
videos.
versa.
Yeah.
Let's just upload to Google Videos.
that's YouTube.
Yeah.
What have we been into this week, everybody?
Shabala shanding-dong. What is
Dean,
it?
I feel like you should
Shabala-ding-dong?
start because you take for fucking ever.
What the fuck? Get all the shade out of the fucking door.
Oh, fuck.
Do you fucking see what I mean?
Yeah, sure, let's have a quick episode. Let me just sit here and think about the question for the next
Well,
12 minutes.
I didn't expect the question to fucking...
dun,
I was just doing that! What the fuck? Steal my jokes, steal my spotlight, steal all this shit, and it's just so shit.
This is a shit show.
I watched some YouTube, and I also did some work, and I
What kind of work?
some
Alchemy?
alchemy. Exactly what I did.
It's falling apart. It's falling apart, man.
Welcome to the Amalgam Show.
We should just call this the shit show.
Yeah, just hold it together, man. Hold it together. No, because I get
I'm
monetized
trying-
if we call it the
I'm
shit
trying
show.
to think nerd-wise. Like, have I seen anything? Have I played anything?
You watch
YouTube.
Ready Player One? Or is
No,
that
I
you?
didn't. That was Nathaniel.
Way to ruin my... What
the fuck was that? What the shit? It just came out of nowhere. You were just like, oh, player one. Fuck you, Nathaniel. There goes your big reveal.
Fuck me.
Right, cut it. Let's start again. Let's start again.
Welcome
yeah.
to the...
Is it ever a reveal or intro? Like, we put up three...
Well, not anymore, it's not. You fucking asshole.
Well, sorry, I'm like the next episode of Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah,
Reveal and
well,
everything.
you know.
Vegeto's black. Ready Player One
black.
Cheeto.
Cover your ears, Z.
Oh, he didn't say the word. No, I actually haven't played any games or anything. I watched Justice League.
Plates to do
The movie?
his phone.
Yeah, the movie.
But there's like a bunch of stuff. There's the cartoon.
there's, like-
I meant
yeah.
the movie. It was just Justice League.
the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
but I didn't say Justice League Unlimited. I said
No, there's
Justice
No,
Justice League.
there's just the Justice League. It's a cartoon. It's
There's
called
also
just Justice
Young
League.
Justice, okay, and something else, but I'll talk about that.
Teen
Keywords,
Titans.
Pop culture
Yes!
things we care about. I don't care about that.
Fair enough.
There you go.
But I do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Anyway, what do you think of Justice League 2017?
I was drunk.
That's a good way,
Good way to watch that movie.
Yeah, so
Wait, did not...
No, it was-
That one
it
no, I wasn't there.
It was me.
Oh,
you.
actually, I also watched Wonder Woman, which I wasn't drunk for.
What did you think of that one? What
better
did you
way
think
to
of both of them? Wonder Woman first.
So Wonder Woman first, I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Her accent fits really well. She was in another movie.
Justice League.
Due Date.
She in Due Date.
Yeah,
Oh.
so like it was a side character, like not anyone notable
Yeah.
at all. But I was watching Due Date as well, and
Just like how Ruby
James-
Rose was in that one Ellie video music clip.
all right, well it's my fucking time to talk. You don't have to be a dick about it. No, so
White
yeah.
man coming again.
Shut your mouth! God damn! So we were watching Due Date, and then James Franco, he's in it, as like some artist guy.
I'd seen this movie. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Jane Franco.
And then fucking she walks down and she's like, "Oh, you two have sex with us?" Tina Fey and Steve Carell. And they're like, "Oh no, we're not gonna have sex." And then she says to James Franco in a different language, she's like, "Oh, thank God we're not having sex with them because they're old and fat."
Are you sure you're not talking about Date Night?
Due Date's the one with Robert Downey Jr. and
was talking
You're talking about Date Night.
Date
yeah.
night,
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm real confused.
I was kind of drunk during
Because you're like Tina
You're kinda
Fey
drunk
and
now.
Steve Carell, and I'm like, they have never been in a movie together except for Date Night.
Yeah. See?
Just slowly watching that.
That's why
video
Nathaniel's here,
move.
to catch me up on those types of facts. But yeah, no, she was in that, and I was like, oh my god, this fucking Wonder Woman! Like, it's crazy.
She's also in Fast and Furious.
I wonder if she wonders.
Was she?
Woman.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's.
she was that hot bitch that was into fucking
Yeah.
Asian dude.
Yeah.
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 Wait, what?
Han, that was it.
She's in Fast and Furious 5.
She was into
and 6.
Han.
Solo?
No!
Sorry, I've never seen Fast and Furious.
God!
I don't
Damn
really
it.
know what's going
It's
on.
alright, I haven't seen
I won't lie.
What am I
fucking
doing
hate-
here?
I haven't
Fast
seen
and Furious.
Fate
What am I
88.
doing?
I haven't seen
Have you
Fate
seen
88.
5?
It's just the same thing.
It's
Alright, I thought this was my week.
It's superheroes.
Not your fucking lack of seeing shit. Get out of here with your...
It's
with your-
superheroes with cars. Vroom, vroom.
Yeah, but
Except...
I'm
You're
the
about
only superhero with
family.
a car.
That
We
beer
in
is
the
gonna
real
hit that
world,
microphone really
I am a
soon.
superhero with a car. No
beer's
one
gonna
else
hit
is
that
that.
See,
microphone
I used
really
to do
soon.
that. I used to whisper into the mic and like the audience.
See,
would hear
I
it,
would do
they
that.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would do that, but you never saw it. And
But
Keena actually
instead of anything
congratulated me
insightful
one
or
day.
anything, I'd just be like, "Bitch."
Keena congratulated me one day and he's like, "Oh,
He did it,
I
he
love
put it-
all
he
of
put
your
it
like
in- put
offhanded
it in the
comments
beer.
that no one actually notices
There's a
until
beer
I
spilt on the
rewatch
table.
them."
Can we just make
microphone's
this
in
the
the beer.
album podcast where we talk about stupid shit for a week? We'll do the next topic next time.
Did you know that Shannon's my brother-in-law?
Will be soon, not yet, bitch.
Did you know?
Well, Vanessa said that if I wanted a brother, and I thought she was having a kid.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, do you remember that? Because I was just like,
moron.
okay, so when Vanessa announced her,
If you want a brother, I'm having. Oh my god, I'm an uncle to
When-
a brother.
when Vanessa said, so context. Vanessa said to me before she actually announced that her and Shannon were engaged. She said to me, "Do you want a brother?" And the thing is that a couple of days beforehand, my brother called me up and was like, "You're gonna be an uncle," and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm having a fucking niece." And then I found out later on, Vanessa's like, do you want a brother? And I was just like, but I already have one. And I was like, what are you talking about?
It doesn't. It
Like,
doesn't
I'm so
work. though,
confused.
it
I'm like,
doesn't.
are you pregnant?
Yeah.
And I was like, Damien's girlfriend's pregnant? I was so confused. And then she was like, no, you fucking retard.
It doesn't really. It
And then I look over at Shannon and Shannon's just like, this is what
You
I'm
deserved
marrying
it.
into.
You deserved it.
doesn't really work that
And
way.
then
though, does
meanwhile, Kelly's off in the distance just like,
it? You got like two other brothers and one sister, and the one sister is like, "Do you want another brother?" And you're like, Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like, if there were 4 of us, we'd really take control. Absolutely.
Yeah, really swing the balance of power back our
You
way.
were definitely holding it there.
Now you've got to act like a sibling and be like, Vanessa, you stink, and crush my girl's head.
Jesus,
That's what we used to do when
That's
we were
not
kids.
good.
We grabbed
Yeah,
like,
it's like, we
Yeah.
tormented our sister.
Yeah, the thing that I've learned about this family is that they fucking tormented their sister for so many
not just her
years.
Yeah, but
sister,
you would hear
okay?
about it a lot.
Not just her
Yeah.
sister. She taunted me as well.
Oh yeah, it goes both ways. But
But like, when,
I'm not marrying you, so fuck you.
when we were younger,
He doesn't give you sex. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
when we were younger, we used to like grab Vanessa's baby born head and squish it in, and Vanessa would cry.
I would too. That's not funny.
I also
Hey,
Literally-
my
literally
sister
what-
had this fake
Yeah,
baby.
we're all looking at you like, you fucking
One thing.
monster.
We had this
One
fake
thing.
baby that you really cared about, and we just crushed its head in front of her. It was hilarious.
You're a monster.
But the other
Fucking
thing is
sadistic.
that she always used to go like this. She'd be like, Nathaniel, what do you have to say? And I'd be like, I'm sorry. And then she'd go, what for? And I'm like, I'm sorry for crushing a doll's head.
Sorry for crushing.
Sorry for crushing a doll's head.
There you go.
Yes,
And then
exactly.
and then she would be like, fine, that's good. And then later on down the track, I did that to her more times than she did to me because she would do shit to me. So,
Oh, you mean interrogate?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like you
so
kept
I'd be like,
crushing.
Yeah.
what do you have to say? And she'd be like, I'm sorry. I'm like, what for? For shitting in your room? No, I'm joking. She never did that. But
The worst.
you know what I
told
mean.
stories.
You're the worst.
For throwing keys in your head. Did she ever tell you that story?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, several times probably.
Yeah.
Keyblade against you.
No, when we were younger,
I don't need this story.
basically, her and my brother Damien fought, and she threw keys at my brother Damien, but they landed inside of my skull.
And so to compensate, they fed him chocolate for the
Yeah,
afternoon.
and then they're like,
So
don't
that
tell
you
mum and dad.
wouldn't-
The mum and dad came home and like, where's all the chocolate? And I was like, well.
And then he just splitted the whole thing.
That's what
So
I'm doing too.
I've had younger siblings.
Because not
I
only
know
is he a
how
little
they feel.
bitch, he's a moron.
The moment you hurt your younger sibling, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, no,
mum
what
and
have I
dad are
done?
Gonna find out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna die.
I will literally do anything to keep you happy
Like,
for the next
hey,
20 minutes.
Do you wanna go to McDonald's right now?
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
Go to McDonald's right now.
So what do you think of Justice League?
Yeah, so no, so Wonder Woman, it was actually really good. For your review that you guys did when it first came out,
Did you go back and watch it?
noting back,
Or did you remember?
like I hadn't seen it until like the other day.
Yeah.
And yeah, like noting back to everything that you guys said, like I remembered all of it.
Wow.
Well, most of it anyway.
I have no idea what I said.
So like with Ares like doing his mask thing
Oh,
where he
yeah.
like pull his fingers through. Where you said he was the teacher from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It
Remus
confused
Lupin.
me because I was like, well, clearly the bad guy's the German guy, and then he died, and then it wasn't actually Ares. And I was like, no, I see what they're saying now. When Kyron said that Steve took on the thing about the shield with the Amazons,
Yeah.
like he remembered that and he used that to destroy that fucking tower. You're not wrong. That sniper would have fucking like
He
disintegrated. He'd just be like, just gone because
Yeah.
to destroy a tower like that.
Yeah.
You don't survive that
Nope.
at all.
That was the best scene where she's just like, oh, this is like a barricade that you guys can't get through. This is no man's land. Well, fuck that.
Yeah, she's just like,
I'm
oh
just
wait,
gonna
the
walk
people
through
are
it.
dying? Alright, I'll just walk through. Yeah,
See,
no.
that's what I wanted out of Captain America. But anyway, that's another
Well,
story.
he's not as strong as her.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah. It was basically a Captain America movie, but she was really fast. She was super strong. So she could do a lot more.
Yeah.
She mainly used a shield. Come on.
She cut people's
She
legs.
mainly used a shield.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
No.
He also had a pistol.
No, she didn't. No.
You don't
All in all,
understand?
though-
No.
Although I really liked it, I didn't really like Steve's death.
No.
Because she didn't hear any of the shit that he was saying. She was just like, dude, I just got fucking hit out of oblivion. Like, I can't hear shit. And he's like, oh my god, I love you. Like, I'll give you my watch. And, you know, I would love to spend the rest of my life with you. But blah, blah, blah. And all that she's hearing is fucking Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. And then he fucking exploded in midair. Like, why didn't she...
She went all Percy Jackson on that
She even
shit.
said, she's like, let me do this. Like, he has seen her invulnerability and all of that, and he's like, I have to do this. It's like, well, you don't. Like, your indestructible girlfriend get in the fucking plane, make it explode, jump down, and then fight Ares. Like, that explosion alone, I feel like wouldn't have killed her.
It also, yeah.
It just
the
wasn't
explosion
large.
also took place before Ares, so it would have made more sense for her to do it.
No, it wasn't before. She was fighting Ares, and then he was like, "Oh, is all of the gas on
Yeah.
the plane?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he got on the plane, and then
She went Super Saiyan.
no. Then she like
Yeah, she went a little
exploded
bit,
from
yeah.
fighting Ares, and then he told her what he was doing. Went onto the plane, the plane was taking off. He ran onto the plane and then took control and then shot it with a flare. I don't know how that triggers.
I
metal.
thought it was just a pistol.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a flare. I feel.
Did flares exist in World War One? I don't
Could be wrong.
Does-
Flare gun.
Did
flare gun.
Wonder Woman exist in World War One? No, I don't think so. Okay.
Cool time travel. Flashpoint paradox.
World War II movie,
called
am I right?
Future of Trunks Reborn.
But yeah, like it just, I don't know. I feel like she could have survived that. His death wasn't necessary, but also like don't really need him there because he's not in Justice League or Batman vs Superman.
fucking love
All in all, though, I really did not mind Wonder Woman. It was actually a really good movie.
It's the best.
I loved watching Wonder Woman before I watched Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, fair
That
enough.
was good.
That's fair.
So what do you think of Justice League?
Justice League itself. Again, I was really drunk, so
Yep.
I don't remember like most of it.
Good.
Fucking the camera angles were just injustice all over again.
Yeah, basically. I probably really need to rewatch it because I was drinking. I wasn't by myself when I was watching it. I was watching it with my roommate Jess, and we just kind of talk shit most of the time. And then like once in a while, I would look back at the TV, and we'd be so far into it.
Oh, they're fighting Superman.
Yeah, basically, that's actually what happened. Like at one point, Flash was running around and like pushing Wonder Woman's sword into her hand. And then the next minute, he was fighting Superman, and I completely lost what happened.
That feels
where
to
we
be
were.
like, yeah, it seems to be like the DC movie formula as like,
Yeah,
a bunch of shit happens and then, oh no, what? Huh? Where
like
are we?
either I was just really drunk and just not paying any attention at all, or DC's really shit.
I think it's a
movies.
combination of both.
But
Yeah.
definitely a combination.
Yeah,
That movie,
definitely. Yeah.
Compared to BVS, that movie is way easier to follow because BVS has so many
So you've
threats.
got Batman vs Superman, Justice League, Wonder Woman in like the tier of how good
And Man
they
of Steel's probably
Suicide
below
Squad.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Man of Steel I would put below Justice League.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Man of Steel was not good.
I like Man of Steel.
I don't mind it.
I was
It was a
I was
good
Man of
origin
Fields.
story.
I was psyched for that movie before it came out, and it just didn't meet
It was
any.
good.
I was
origin
psyched
story.
for it.
But
I watched
again-
Smallville, all the original movies, and then Man of Steel. I'm like, this is the best. Superman becomes the Dragon Ball Z fighter at the end. This is the best movie ever.
Yeah,
I was
Ball
also
Z Fighters.
You
Fighters didn't exist in 2013.
Jesus Christ! You have to think again. In Man of Steel, they had an unnecessary sacrifice. So,
Who died? Bunch of people.
The entire city.
well, yeah.
Well, that's every.
The entire movie.
No. I'm sorry. The thing that actually pissed me off about Man of Steel is like they give you the heartfelt moment at the end of the movie while the ashes of the city rain upon them.
Yeah.
No.
Like, oh man,
Yeah.
we killed one guy. It's
Yeah.
like, well, you killed a fair few
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Like, oh, I love you, even though this entire city is like there are ashes of children in the air, and they're like, I love you.
That's always been DC though.
No, it hasn't.
Wait, no, what?
No, but
Haven't they always just been super fucking dark?
But
They've been
what's,
dark, but not that weird.
What's
Yeah.
Clark's dad's name?
Jonathan?
Jonathan. Yeah, he literally ran into a fucking twister. He had a fucking.
That's what Jonathan does. Superman's about to like speed race over there, and then Jonathan just like.
And then he runs into the twister to try and save people. It's like, dude, you have an invulnerable, fucking super speed, super strength, fucking. Did he fly at that point?
Probably not.
Probably
no,
not.
because the first time he flew was in Man of Steel with it after he gets a suit.
When he gets the suit, there you go. Didn't fly, but everything
Still
else,
invulnerable,
Like, he was pretty
yeah.
fucking strong, and you're just like, hold on, I'm a 60-year-old guy.
Yeah, with a truck, I got this.
And you think you can do shit that I can't?
Yeah.
It's more that
Watch this. Hold my beer.
That's another
That was
thing I never
basically
really understood about Superman. It's like he gets his powers from the sun, or in this case, in Man of Steel, the oxygen.
No, it wasn't the
No,
oxygen.
it's still the sun.
It's the UV rays from the sun.
Okay.
the oxygen.
It's the yellow sun specifically, because on
Krypton,
It's
there was
a
a
red
red
sun.
I was gonna
So
say
yeah,
crypto, but
so
that's
like
his
he
dog.
gets he gets those powers, and like it's been shown several times that like he'll run out of those powers and then he'll go back into the sun and he's like, oh, I'm back, I've got those powers again.
Yeah.
Why not, when he's a baby, why can't he just do all that fucking shit from the start?
Sometimes he can, like in Man of
He
Steel.
just doesn't try to do it.
And also, it's only like you're only a small little battery. That's why like other Kryptonians. That's why like Zod comes along and he's automatically charged. Like he's got all the powers, whereas like little Clark has to grow up into them. Whereas Supergirl comes down and she doesn't like when she comes as a child or a younger girl,
Whoa.
she grows into it. What?
That's a weird nothing.
You're just weird.
Yeah, let's leave that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you're too small. But sometimes, like,
Yeah,
the first
like you
Superman
gotta
movie,
like his genetic makeup is different to people on Earth, but he grows up on Earth, so he's able to.
You also have to think he's growing up in a world where there's no such thing as like superheroes. Like, whether it
Holy
be
shit, we
comics
have
or
gone
anything.
off track.
yeah,
This is the Justice League podcast. You have to think he's growing up in a world where there's no such thing as superheroes. So like even if he found out that he had super strength, he wouldn't be like, oh, maybe I can fly too, because there's no one to compare that to.
Don't fucking complain about it. You fucking started it. You started
It's
it.
like it's going back to like when I was like, oh
No,
yeah,
no.
I remember like Assassin's Creed.
the thing is, in Man of Steel, yes, that makes sense. But once they add more movies to it, it doesn't make sense because Wonder Woman existed in World War One, Batman
Yeah, but
exists
she
in
wasn't
Gotham,
historically accurate. Like not everyone was like, oh, Wonder Woman. She was
Yeah.
she was just there.
and but
like,
then
not everyone knew.
the sequel's meant to take place in Cold War. So.
Because they didn't know about Wonder Woman until BBS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman.
He knew how to fly.
Batman's the thing in Gotham, like for 20 years.
Couldn't fly. He was only original.
Yeah, I think superheroes, yeah, but no, yeah.
That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah, no,
He
no,
had
yeah.
nothing else to compare it to.
Yeah.
So
DC
when he figured out he could fly, it was like, alright. Like he could have done it, probably, as a baby, as you said, but you know, just didn't.
I mean, like if you've got superhuman strength though, and you're like, oh, I'm an alien, wouldn't you be?
He doesn't
like,
know he's an alien.
How do you associate superhuman strength with flying though?
Yeah.
Like, where does that come
But
in?
wouldn't you like just
Like, yeah,
try?
the super
But
jump.
he's like learned other shit as well. It's like, oh, I can jump real high. Maybe I can do this.
Yeah, but he
Like,
jumps really high because of his super strength.
Yeah,
He's got strong legs to launch his body weight.
that's
through the
legit
air.
what it is in the Golden
That's
Age
all
comics.
it is.
Yeah.
Before he could fly,
And
he
like
would just jump
again,
everywhere.
he's basing this off
Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Yeah.
He's basing none of this on any other superheroes that are in comics or anything. Like, yeah, if we had super strength and we were like, oh fuck, maybe I'm like Superman where I can also fly. Like, yeah, sure. He can't base that on anything because there's no such thing. Like, no one's making superhuman comics where someone is strong, can fly, ice
yes.
breath, all that shit.
He's the
None of that-
first. He's the one that starts
Yeah,
it.
he's the one.
Yeah.
So he's slowly figuring it all out, and he does.
I could legit have a whole conversation about Superman.
Maybe
Like,
we
a whole-
could.
Well, maybe we will.
one
But
day,
today.
And then we'll
let's
add
stop.
on to.
Let's just,
Yeah.
yeah, let's just fucking stop. Let's do this another day.
What are you
Nathaniel,
into?
Oh, okay. I finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for the second time in my life.
Is it still good?
Yeah, it's still good. I forgot. Okay, so basically when I
You
first watched
said-
it, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then the second time I watched it, I'm like, I can't remember fucking shit about this. Ow! And like the whole time Nina was like, does this happen? Does this happen? I'm like, I can't fucking remember. Like, stop asking me
What?
because I don't know.
I don't like people who do the whole, oh, is this going to happen? I'm like, watch it to find out. It's literally 20-minute episodes. It's not going to
It's
take
even
long.
worse when it's like
But-
a movie none of you have seen.
I think
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the whole
What's
thing.
happening? It's like,
Yeah.
The
Who's that
whole
guy?
time I was like trying to remember like what happened at the end. Like from start to finish, I was like, what the fuck happened at the end? I couldn't remember. But then right before the thing happened, I'm like, holy shit, I remember now. Because I don't. Have you guys seen Brother?
No, brother.
I don't see Brotherhood, no.
Okay, so basically, do you guys want spoilers?
no.
Not really.
No. Okay, are you gonna watch?
I'm gonna
it?
eventually.
Eventually,
watch it. It's
yeah.
on my list. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the first Full Metal Alchemist.
Nathaniel's seen the whole series twice, and he's like, "You want to watch the whole series?"
You really
Sure
want
you
to
wanna
fucking
do
waste your
that?
time on this shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only did it twice. Come on.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, that is one of the. one
Okay,
of the,
so
yeah.
in
one
a
of
loose
the main-
term, without spoiling anything, the whole time
Goku comes.
from the very start, they're
Shut
looking
up.
for a philosopher's stone because a philosopher's stone you can
Yeah.
do anything
Yeah.
with alchemy, and
Yeah.
you ignore the law of equivalent exchange,
Yes.
which is you take as much
Yeah.
as you give out,
Yes.
which is what they do the whole time.
Yes.
But when they find out what a philosopher's stone is made out of, they don't want to use a philosopher's stone. So what they do
Humans.
is they find another way to get their bodies back because that's what they want. Like that's the whole end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically,
Originally, they wanted to get their mum back.
but when I
They
say
fucked
yeah,
up.
yeah, and that's how they got their bodies back. But like, the whole point is basically, Edward doesn't get his whole body back. Alphonse sacrifices something so that Edward can get his arm back, and then Edward sacrifices something so that Alphonse can get his body back. But they have to do it in a certain amount of time and blah, blah, blah.
See, the thing is, I don't understand. Like, if I had a fake metal arm and a fake metal leg, I wouldn't be too attached.
Okay, but the thing is...
I wouldn't be too I wouldn't be too bothered when my brother is nothing. He's just
He's just a suit of armor.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I want to do this to bring back Mum and my brother.
Yeah.
If I'm got out of it relatively scot free, like
But the thing is, okay, you've got to picture it from this point of view. The entire series, they bring out faults in his arms. He can't fight properly because they can destroy his arm really easily because it's made out of metal, and they're all alchemists.
yeah,
Human transmutation is a different thing. You can't just be like, I'm gonna transmute your arm, because then you go into the Gate of Truth, and then you deal with the same fucking shit that Edward and Alphonse had to deal with in the first place. Which they never really explained that with the whole, like, girl and dog becoming one, because that's technically human transmutation, and he didn't give up anything. I just realized that. Did you guys know about, like, the...
How turns into the dog.
it was a success, but it was a monstrous success.
Yeah, but the thing is that that's technically human transmutation, and there's always a sacrifice for that. And the doctor who did that, the girl's father, he didn't sacrifice anything. Which that
Is
to
he
me,
still alive?
Yeah, well, he got killed by a different reason.
But is it? Yeah.
It was a different thing.
Yeah.
But like, they,
Well, to be fair, like
he never sacrificed anything.
It wasn't he traded the girl for the dog. Like
It's still human
He merged them both together.
but it's still human transmutation, which they show later on with Colonel Mustang. He has to do something. Like, they force him to do something, and it literally turns a human into like a ball of human. They just change how it
A
looks.
ball of human.
It's okay. I don't. That's why I'm trying not to explore. Yeah.
Sounds like that inside special
I'm trying
edition.
not to spoil anything. That's why I said ball of human.
Just imagining some guy screaming and then turning into a ball of
That's
flesh.
pretty much. Okay, that's pretty much what happens. But,
Okay,
like,
right.
they force him to do that, and he still has to pass through the Gate of Truth because it's human transmutation. But the other guy never had to do that. But okay, that's a completely different thing. But yeah, I watched Full
This is
Metal
only the
Alchemist.
second person for what they've been up to this week.
Yeah, I watched Full Metal
what
Alchemist.
half there is.
That was really good. I really enjoyed it because I forgot what happened. I feel like the first time I watched it, I was also playing a game. I think that might have been why I forgot most of it. The second thing I did, I watched all of Pop Team Epic.
Okay.
What is that on?
That's an
Anime Lab.
Anime Lab. I've been watching it on your Anime Lab account.
Okay.
Didn't we watch that last week? Or you're not here yet?
No, he
I wasn't
there.
here.
Okay.
So last time when you said you started watching Pop Team Epic, you guys started talking like you knew what it was, and I was just like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Pop Team Epic is actually really retarded.
I don't actually know what the fuck it is,
But
Basically, Robot Chicken.
I finished it off, and the last story, the last episode actually ends on a cliffhanger. Believe it or not.
What? Why? Why?
What? New season.
Ah!
But
God, fuck that show.
it's a funny cliffhanger. Like, it's just an anime trope. Like, they're just
That whole show is anime.
Yeah, they're just doing a clip.
Stop before I get angry.
But
The show makes me angry.
it's a meme of a show.
It's literally anime.
Yeah.
No, I like that we came up with that.
I watched the new episode of Riverdale.
Yay!
Um,
Same.
What else did I do?
I watched a new episode of Dynasty. Sorry, your turn, not mine.
I also played Viva Pinata, which is a game that I used to play when I was a kid. It came out originally on the Xbox 360. It was the second exclusive to come out with the Xbox 360. The first one was Cameo. The second one was first one was Cameo and Gears of War. And then the second one...
I thought Viva Pinata was a launch title.
Yeah, it was a launch title, but it
yeah.
was for a different time. So the first ones were Cameo, then Gears of War, and then the next one was a sort of like a combination of Forza Motorsport 2 and Viva Pinata.
It was a
Oh,
bundle.
you mean like box set?
Which
yeah, it was a
was-
boxing. Yeah.
I don't think I have it out here. It's in the lounge room, but it would be very similar to...
Might be a bombshell too.
I spent a weekend on making a garden in Viva Pinata when it came out free on Xbox Game
This
Gold.
is an original launch title.
That's not the launch title.
But yeah, that's
Not
not.
that one. The other one I meant. Not Gears of War 2, the Gears of War 1. But this is what it would sort of look like. So, this is
these aren't launch titles. These are bundle pack-ins.
But this was like for the Elite. This is the example I'm giving.
Yeah.
So for the Elite, when my brother bought it, he got Indiana Jones, and then on the other side it was Kung Fu Panda. So basically, they just got that.
Yeah.
It was just like that, but like with Forza Motorsport and Viva Pinata instead.
Yeah.
But instead of playing on 360, someone else was playing it on 360, so I pirated it, put it on my laptop so I could play it on my laptop.
Isn't it on Steam?
Yeah, but
It's backwards compatible.
I didn't want to bother. Like, I didn't want to bother with any of that.
Fair
I just
enough.
was like...
You can literally just throw the disc into the...
Yeah, but someone else was playing it on the 360.
Right.
That was
got it.
why I did it.
Yeah.
Plus, now I can play it portably.
Anything else?
In no way do we condone that.
Yeah, don't do
do
that.
we?
Pay
Don't
for your
do it.
shit.
Okay.
That was it.
I was expecting a really serious thing because you like finish your drink. You're like, well,
Here on Amalgam, we don't condone serious.
So I've been up to. I played a mobile game called Florence. It's about a girl called Florence, and it's basically a relationship. It's about one relationship this woman has with a guy, and it starts from like, no, she's just doing her shit, and then she falls in love, and like it has a cool puzzle mechanic where like you'll have to join the puzzle pieces up, and it's relatively easy. Like it'll be like a 7-piece puzzle, but as you get further into a conversation, the puzzle gets easier and easier, as in the metaphor of the more you talk to someone, the easier it is to talk to someone.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I really like that. And then like it just goes through like he moves in, you go on more dates, blah blah blah. And then it goes
dating simulator. I know
it's not a
those.
dating simulator, it's just a story of a
Relationship.
Yeah.
Did you have sex?
maybe. It doesn't show it. There's no like go
Did
swipe up and
you-
down to sex. It's just like wipe side to side for
up and down.
toothbrush.
Oh, I've never. I don't know how dating simulators work.
Neither do I.
Yeah. They don't work that way.
Wait, swipe up
Did you
and
not
down. now
play
it's-
Doki Doki Literature Club?
No.
That was a really fucked up dating.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, I feel like you talked about it at one point, and I was like,
Me
alrighty
and
then.
Kyron talked about it, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just all the stuff, and then it spoilers. It ends with the breakup, but then it also continued like her life past for like a little bit. Like she starts her own art gallery and
Christmas
stuff like
past.
that. Yeah,
Is it
Come near me, I'll kick your ass.
So there's no different endings.
it's like a 45-minute game for like
Okay.
$3.50 on.
Oh, it's too much for a mobile game.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't like
$3.50?
paying money. I don't like paying money for mobile games.
Nah, to be honest, I paid like $5 for my GBA simulator. It's actually really good.
Yeah. $3.50 for a 45-minute game on mobile sounds like a decent story. That's not bad.
Yeah, and like there's no voices in it. It's all
Text based.
not even text based. It's
Oh.
like situation, like whatever the characters are doing. Like there's this argument where like they're just like and like the puzzles, they're usually rounded shaped, like most puzzles. These ones become more rigid shaped the more the argument gets in like intense. Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah,
Interesting.
it's real good.
Okay.
The music's really good in it as well. Like the whole credits are just full of musicians. Yeah, it's good. I recommend it if you just want like a. It's sad as well, so be prepared.
Oh, the feels.
I also played Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus.
Oh, that fucking
It's-
game.
It's the demo on PSN. I just played the first part of it. The first level, you're in a wheelchair because it takes place immediately after
With
the
the
first game.
shotgun.
No,
No, they give you an SMG straight up. 'cause
Yeah.
it- yeah.
SMG.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
How do you move forward while holding an SMG?
Yeah, that's literally what he's doing.
Yep, so how does that work?
he's not going in
He-
circles.
It works because he's BJ Blazkowicz and can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Rightio.
Because the end of the
The
first.
only way I can think of that working is if you like you slide that one forward, but then hold it, and then that one like the inertia drags that forward, and you just like
Yeah,
keep
I mean
doing
it's
that.
I mean it's
over and over
it starts
again.
off in a submarine, so it's a lot of tight spaces, so it's
Yeah.
a lot of
That's what I
turns
mean,
and
it
stuff like that.
It doesn't really.
Oh, it doesn't fucking matter. You're killing Nazis,
Well,
dude.
physics.
Have you played this game?
No, but
Yeah,
Physics.
no, physics don't matter either.
Because this game starts off immediately after the first one, and the first one is you dying, and so they had to write themselves out of that corner by literally
just
piling,
putting you in a wheelchair. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I know that.
yeah, by putting his guts back in his body, by spending the first 30 minutes of the game going through like childhood traumas and like stitching him up and shit like that, making you choose the decision you had to
Not
make
just
in the
that,
first game.
but the reason he dies at the end of the first one is because of a nuclear detonation
Where?
in Germany.
in Germany,
Where is he?
in Germany,
In the place where the bomb goes
he
off.
had to like, oh, I gotta get in, and I gotta.
Hold on. So,
Okay. Let me go. Okay. So
how do you survive a nuclear explosion?
you don't. The whole point of Wolfenstein is that it is everything amped up to 11. So
I say 12.
so it is.
Saints Row.
Yeah,
No,
it
it's
is.
not like quite saying. It's not
the
like that
third.
weird, but it's like it's
It's-
grounded wackiness,
Yeah.
like a Metal Gear game.
Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, but it's set in World War II, in an alternate World War II,
It's
and it's
in the 60s.
fucking crazy. Well, yeah, 2
Yeah.
takes place later.
No, that's both in the 60s.
No.
The first game starts in the 40s, but then you go into
Yeah,
coma,
yeah.
and then you go into the 60s.
Yeah, it's
You paid
it's
for $90 and I stole it off you.
Yeah, I remember that.
it's fucking amazing. If you haven't played the
Play it
game,
again anyway.
you should play
The,
it.
the demo ends on probably the best cliffhanger I've had for a demo. It's like a woman, like your commander is about to get her head cut off, and they like go to swing it, and then it cuts to like, "Do you want to buy this game?" I'm like,
Oh, that's
I do, but I got none money, so
I got none money.
yep.
Oh man, that game goes some fucking places.
It already goes to places like it already reveals like, oh, his father's a shit cunt, and
Oh yeah. Like it
he
starts
shoots your
off.
dog.
He
He makes
shoots your
you-
dog.
like you're tied up and you have a shotgun in your hand. He's like, shoot the dog, but you can aim away from the dog. And you're like, you fucking weak dickhead, and then shoot the dog for you.
Or you can shoot the dog.
dad.
No,
I tried to, but he's just out of range.
Yeah.
because like
because you're tied up. Your dad's a racist. He's a wife beater.
No, I'd absolutely.
He's
shoot
anti-Semitic.
him.
Yeah, he's the fucking worst.
If you
And-
miss the dog, does he then shoot the
yeah,
dog?
no. If you miss the dog, you get pushed backwards, and then you hear the dog get shot while you're looking at the ceiling.
Alright,
He's the
I'm
worst.
absolutely gonna kill him if I ever play that game.
So yeah, that's,
Man.
Do you get a chance to kill the
Yeah,
dad?
you do.
Oh, thank fuck
Yeah,
for
you
that.
do.
Oh,
So I played through the New Order, and
Racist,
then
sexist,
picked up
dog
New Colossus
killing.
like a week after, like
Yeah, he's
the week it
super
came
racist
out.
and sexist.
Because I just
from what we've
had to
heard.
play that game, and it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, it is bonkers. Like, you think that opening is bonkers, there's a part that happens halfway through that game that is so fucking ridiculous that I stopped, put the controller down, walked away, and laughed for about 10 minutes. Because I didn't believe what was happening on the screen, and then came back to
was
kick
it
more
horrendous
Nazis.
or was it like actually
It
hilarious?
was just dumb. It was the most ridiculously dumb thing that that's ever happened in a video game. And I don't want to spoil it
No,
because
please
it's so
don't.
much fun to actually watch and go through. It's so dumb. Anyway, that game is excellent.
I will buy it when the price comes down for it.
It's really fascinating too because they do the whole thing of like, what if the Nazis won? Like that's the whole point of the game.
Yeah,
what if
that's
the
the whole
Nazis
point of the
won?
series.
And if there was magic. And so you end
Forget
up
about the magic bit.
you walk down downtown America after the Nazis have won, and so it's like an American
Klux
diner,
Klan.
but with like KKK and Nazi paraphernalia all over it. You're like, this is fucking weird. This is really
I
weird.
really want to kill the guy who orders a strawberry milkshake because strawberry milkshakes are my favorite milkshake.
Oh, man.
And a Nazi wants to order one. I'm like, I want to kill you. 'cause
They also do a really cool thing where they go back and they got a lot of like songs from the time and re-recorded them like in German and stuff like that with slightly
like
different
swing
lyrics.
music though.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
like actual songs from the
It's
time.
actually
Yeah.
like
Caravan
Like in the
Palace.
first one, there's a whole side mission quest that you can go through where
that,
you like
What's that Benny guy? Benny
Hill?
Benny Hill.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Benny Hill.
Maybe.
Elvis Presley.
Did he do that swing music?
No, he was a
No,
comedian.
who's the black guy that Benny or Billy or
Billy the Kid.
no. I don't know.
Anyway.
You'll figure it out later.
After the podcast.
There's a
I'll figure
whole
it out.
side mission in the New Order where if you finish the mission, you get to take drugs with Jimi Hendrix.
Fuck
Which is
yes.
super
I missed
fucking
that.
cool. Yeah, yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
play Old Blood?
No, I did not.
Okay, I didn't
no.
either.
Yeah, I
Um,
want to, but yeah.
So, and then other than that, I played the new Ratchet and Clank game because it's free on PS Plus.
I platinumed that game when it came out.
Why do you still have my watch on?
Because dual wielding.
You'll find out
No.
if you watch the Dragon Ball
Where the
podcast.
fuck is mine?
Anyway,
Somewhere.
yeah,
Ratchet
Ratchet and
and
Clank's good. I only played like the first 2 levels of it.
Did you play the original on PS2?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It is weird because it's some of the same level design. I don't remember much of the first one. There's this characters. It's like, have I seen you before? This is deja vu. And you're like, I have no memory of this. Like
Apparently,
Ratchet says
with
this.
the hoverboarding chick, you can do like a backflip from standing next to her, and it makes her boobs bigger. And
Yeah.
then as you do that, you
That's
can
what
then
they-
jump onto her boobs, and it bounces you up to a secret place.
Yep.
Is that in the original
Can't do
or
that.
the remake?
No, that's I think it's a
That's
remake.
in the
Good.
Yeah.
In the remake, you can't.
I remember that
No, no,
glitch,
sorry, it's
yeah.
original. Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
seeing
yeah.
YouTube things of that.
Because the whole thing with Ratchet and Clank was like meant to be a little bit naughty.
I never played 1 or 2. I only ever played Up Your Arsenal.
Oh, it's the best one.
It really
Did it?
confused me though, because I was just like, oh, this guy that it was Quark.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this guy, like, he looks really, what's the word?
It's dumb.
Stupid.
Prehistoric.
Like a Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was quite like just ridiculous. And they seemed like he was an important character, and I was like, well, he doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
After a while, though, he came back to Quark as it was. But yeah, I never played 1 or 2. And then when the remake came out, which was also like a very shotgun version of the movie.
Yes.
My roommates at the time, Kyron and Jonah, who's been on the podcast as well. They said, oh yeah, with that chick, like you can do backflips off her boobs, and then like they'll get bigger and blah blah blah. And I was like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah.
Like I don't remember anything like that happening in the third one. I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
and they were just like,
yeah, the whole thing is innuendo and craziness. Like in America, in Australia, Ratchet and Clank 2 is called Locked and Loaded, but in America it's called Going Commando.
I only now got that.
Yeah.
Because I never heard that
well, they
term
were
before.
all sexual references, weren't they?
Yes. Yeah. Well, the first one.
Was
I
it
think
just Ratchet and Clank?
Ratchet and Clank, I believe, were sexual references somehow. At some point,
You would have to stretch that.
it was a stretch, and I believe it was like a '90s gag, or I think it was a gag internally in Insomniac,
Right.
where they made these names because there was some sort of joke that they made. And then,
Right.
number 2 is in
Commando?
America Going Commando,
Going
but
Commando.
everywhere else in the
And
world it's
then
called Locked and Loaded.
Up Your Arsenal.
And then Up Your Arsenal,
Yeah.
and then
I felt really
Deadlock
bad
and
saying the
Gladiator.
name to
Yeah.
my
Quest for
mum.
Booty.
Because
Quest for
yeah.
Booty, yeah.
Because I always played it at my auntie's, and my parents were divorced at the time, so it was my mum's sister.
Yeah.
And so every time like I went to my auntie's place to play it, my mum would be like, "Oh, what did you do?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I played, Ratchet and Clank." She'd be like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, it's Ratchet and Clank.
Well, it's Ratchet and Clank.
Up Your Arsenal."
Yeah.
She'd be like, what the fuck? It's nothing like nothing bad. Like I'm just throwing bombs at evil people.
Yeah, because they did Quest for Booty, and then they did Tools of Destruction, and then A Crack in Time.
See, Gladiator though.
Yeah, Gladiator was just a
Nothing,
weird...
yeah.
Yeah.
I like
My brother got
Gladiator.
that as well, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good game."
It's
basically
alright.
Ratchet without Clank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
good
mind
because it was co-op.
It,
It was split screen co-op.
The-
I mean, my brother got to play it a lot.
yeah. The only thing, like, the main reason I really liked it was it gave you that in-game leaderboard where it was
Yeah.
like you would fight certain people as you went on.
Yeah.
I remember fighting the Eviscerator. I just remember beating him. I think he was like the second top person on the leaderboard, and I just remember I remember seeing Eviscerator deceased, and I asked my brother, I was like, "What the fuck does deceased mean?" He's like, "Oh, he's dead." I was like, "Oh, yeah. Alright, that's fine." It's like, fuck, so we gotta kill the top guy now. He's like, "Yeah." I was like,
Those games are awesome. I hope they do all of them.
"Yeah." I was like, "Well,
I don't
the Eviscerator
necessarily-
killed me 20 times, so..."
I don't necessarily want them to remake all of them. Like,
I do. I want the second and the third one.
1, 2, and 3, yeah. The rest of them...
What about Jack and Dexter?
The thing
No,
about,
I don't want them now, but I want them to do them eventually. Because the thing,
Yeah.
again, it's one step closer for me getting rid of my PS3.
Well, they're already doing
Because I
it.
have the trilogy on PS3,
Yeah.
and I don't have any other way to play those games.
That's
wait till
fair enough.
PS5 and everything will be back compatible.
Do you reckon they go 5 for the next one?
Yeah.
Different discussion! Move on!
PS15, Final Fantasy.
So yeah, Ratchet and Clank is fun because like there's this character where like deja vu. I don't remember this, and then like you finish that quest, and then it's like, I guess I'll see you guys in the next reboot.
Yes. It's is that Al?
No, it's,
No?
it's the guy you meet before. It's just a guy. I don't really
Is it the
remember.
plumber?
The plumber.
Yeah,
The plumber. The plumber. Yes,
Yeah.
the plumber who shows up in every galaxy.
Yeah.
Because he's in 2 and he's in 3 as well.
He's in
Okay.
3.
He's in
and
all of the games.
I don't remember the old
fighting
games that
the Queen Slime. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah,
You'd
'cause
have
he's
to
in
like
the
keep
first
running
one-
away, but like shooting as well.
In the first
Yeah.
one, he's on the first planet because he's just a plumber, and then
Yeah.
on the second one, he shows up at I think it's the Gadgetron headquarters or something.
Yeah.
Like the headquarters of the big company in that one, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I just go where the filth takes me." And you're like, "What are you doing?" And then he disappears. And then in the third one, he's in the sewers looking for. What are they?
Gems.
Yeah, sewer crystals or something.
Yeah,
you have to
something
beat
like
the
that.
slimes. Yeah. So
When
he's
you
in
beat all
every
the
single
slimes,
game.
You get all the crystals, you give it to him, and I think he gives you something to get the rhino, maybe? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
Something to do with the rhino.
Yes, he does.
All of the games lead to the rhino.
Yeah, but he's the one character who's like self-aware in all of it because he's always
Yeah.
constantly winking and
He's
nodding at the
basically
camera.
Deadpool, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and so he does. I'll see you in the next remake. Because in the first one, did he just slide down a sewer pipe? As he just slides in a sewer
Yeah.
pipe and leaves, and everyone's like, "What?"
Do you know with the gameplay and the more of the level design, is that a 1-to-1 remake or is that?
No.
Okay,
no.
yeah.
They basically they remade the levels. There are a couple of changes to each of them to expand them a little bit.
Yeah.
They did everything from the ground up, and they did it to make it match more with the movie, which is why most of the cutscenes are just directly like video clips pulled
They
from
are?
the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The cutscenes are directly pulled from the movie. It actually also is a little bit. My one gripe with the game is that it is.
So it is a movie tie-in.
Yeah, basically.
I thought the tie-in was for the game, not the other way around.
Kind of. Like,
sucks.
yeah, it's a little bit of both. They basically decided they wanted to try this thing. Sony wanted to try this thing where they did both in tandem, where they made a movie and a game at the same time, rather than we'll make a game about a movie or a movie about a game. Like, do it at the same time, see what happens. It works, but it is a little bit hit and miss, and it does feel like the only way you would understand the story if you hadn't watched the movie or hadn't played the first game is to do one of those two things.
Okay.
Because there were bits and pieces that are a little bit like in the movie they change certain things about how they met and all this kind of stuff, and it's a little bit weird.
I noticed, like, even in the cutscenes that I didn't realize they were pulled from the movie, they're very like kids cartoon. It's like, chum chum, let's go. Oh, the ship's done. Blah blah blah. And it's like very like not like Ratchet and Clank, the original game. I remember having more not serious, just a more natural conversation.
Yes.
These aren't natural conversations.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Like they pull it from the movie, and there are small story beats that happen in the games that aren't in the movie. That if you haven't played the original game, which I don't think many people would have, but if you hadn't played the original game, they don't quite make sense. They don't quite like one of Ratchet's character things in the remake is that he like loves Captain Quark.
Yeah.
Like, I love him.
Yeah.
But in the original game,
he
he doesn't hate him. He just couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care about him.
And also, like, this game is being told from Captain Quark's perspective.
Yeah, which is also an interesting thing.
Which I think that's like why the story is different, because it's through his lens.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Quark is a fun character.
Yeah. What have you been into this week?
What I've been into this week actually relates to the topic, so I think we'll just skirt them in together, because literally the only thing I've been doing this week has been playing Far Cry 5.
Okay. So, our topic of the show is Dean's dead.
Nah, he's fine. He'll be back.
Is the lack of originality in video games. This was from Kyron, and I'm going to quote him for what he said in the group chat. As it seems these days, games have misconstrued original stories as an original game, basically, that all games now share the same mechanics and the same style of gameplay, and take the story that's been done 100 times but put a unique spin on it. I just feel that games don't have as much soul as they used to. So, from that, let's go to Far Cry.
Cool. So I can see where he's coming from.
I definitely know where he's
specifically with the AAA titles. Like, I can see that issue, because Far Cry 5 is an open world game with a lot of shooting, a lot of crazy stuff. But I've been struggling with it because it is a lot of fun to play. Shooting feels real good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun in, like, killing things. I have a dog who can murder things, and that's fun, and I can pet the dog.
It's Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
You have a dog, you have a female sniper.
Yeah, you can get
5.
you can get a bear named Cheeseburger.
I've seen the bear.
Yeah, super fun. The thing that annoys me about the game is that it is way more broken than a Ubisoft game usually is.
Really?
Yeah. So I am annoyed at the amount of times that the AI and the world have come together in a way where I have to watch my dog get hit by a car.
Does the dog die?
No,
Okay.
not necessarily. Sometimes he does. Sometimes it'll take enough health that I have to go up and revive him.
Okay.
But I'll be walking along, a car comes by, the dog just walks out in front, and the car doesn't turn, stop, or brake, and the dog doesn't notice, and it just hits him. And I have to watch my dog get hit by a car.
Okay.
It's the worst. The game does its best in the first, 20 minutes to set up a really good... Far Cry 5.
We're on to the topic.
Yeah, we're on to the top.
Oh, thank fuck for that!
It's funny how when you went, then we all just transitioned.
Funny how they did that, though.
No, it does a really good job in the first 20 minutes of setting up.
It's like asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck.
God,
Yeah, no, I'm proving your point there. There we go.
wash your hands before you come back, you dickhead.
I like to finger my asshole.
Get a real good clean on your
That's what I
wiping.
want.
Dean Kaminsky, everybody.
Yeah,
That's
that's a. It does a really good job of setting up the world. You've
Yes.
got Montana, it's taken over by a cult, or this section of it's taken by a cult. You swoop in, you try and arrest the cult leader. Shit goes wrong. They set up a really good villain and all that kind of stuff, and then they just drop you in this open world, and you get really very little explanation. You're on a little island to start off with, just to get used to mechanics
Far
and
cry
controls.
away from the mainland.
No, not really. It's like a swim.
Oh,
it's like bum. Can you taste that?
oh, I'll taste the beer that supposedly.
I
tastes
just need
like bum.
reinforcement.
Ah,
No,
yummy bum.
Go on, go on,
Take your time.
take it.
Just tastes like beer.
What the fuck?
That just tastes like salt.
Taste the bum.
Maybe you just don't like salt.
Next time before you're
No.
drinking beer,
Taste
don't
the bum.
eat ass before you do it.
Maybe I should. Well, maybe I shouldn't drink a different type of beer that's a lot better than that one.
Just tastes like salt.
Beer.
Yeah.
What the
That
fuck?
literally just
You're
tastes
wrong.
like salt.
The problem
Oh,
is
you guys.
It's not Great Northern, but it's not
Dean,
arse.
everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
You're running my shit here.
Anyway,
God
so
damn
yeah,
it.
it just drops you swim
Drops
away.
you in, you do a bunch of like tutorial missions with this guy named Dutch speaking you over. They do a really funny thing where you climb a tower at the start because it's a Ubisoft open world game. So you climb a tower, and then on the radio while you're climbing the tower, Dutch goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. You're not gonna be climbing towers all over the place because they got rid of that mechanic."
Really?
Yes. So
Huh.
Far Cry 5 doesn't have the tower mechanic. Basically, what you do is throughout the world, while you are talking to NPCs or just exploring, there are maps or bits of information that are given to you, and as the information is given to you, either through dialogue or through searching for it, it
climb
just
towers.
it just appears on the map.
That's I like
Because it's
that.
like someone says like, "Oh, I saw a thing over yonder," and then you look on the map and there's like there's an icon that's popped up there because now you've heard about that thing. It just pops there rather than you having to see it.
I
on the
like
top of the
that.
tower. So it kind of organically fills in the map.
PSA.
Yeah, it's pretty good. My
Oh
issue,
wow, they got rid of one of their main mechanics.
yeah, the issue then,
I understand. Like, oh, they made a pass at it. They were like, oh, it's normally going to be climbing towers for like the past 3 games and all of the Assassin's Creed games ever. But also, like, you know, to get rid of a mechanic and then say we've improved, it doesn't really make sense.
Well,
It's kind of like
just-
it's kind of like with
just
iPhone
really
when
quickly.
they got rid of their headphone jack.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
oh, we don't need those anymore.
but really
because
quickly.
we've got all this other shit that doesn't
Really,
doesn't
really-
need that.
Really quickly though, before we continue, can we please just all choose one video game we talk about before we like go on about 5 different video games? Which one? more
Okay,
we
yeah.
can? Okay.
Yours is Far Cry 5.
I have one video game to talk about.
No, you only get 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah, you guys get 47.
I get 7
Collectively.
seconds.
Collectively.
All I need is 7 seconds. That's all I need to have to say what I have to say.
I can't remember the game I chose.
No, it's really odd and frustrating because the open world is big and beautiful. The game looks gorgeous, especially on a good TV and a good place. Like I've got it on PlayStation. Game looks gorgeous. The world is really cool. There's a lot of people in it. There's a lot of stuff, but the world feels dead, and that's really frustrating because the whole thing is that you're like trying to break down all of these like cult leader parts, like take over the things that they've controlled and all that kind of stuff to break it down and make resistance.
Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah, very similar to
No, Assassin's Creed 1 was very basic. Like,
More
you
like
couldn't even
Brotherhood.
swim in that game.
more like Brotherhood, where you're like
Yeah.
trying to build back up the world as it was. So you do all that, but the AI routines still run the same way. So I've like liberated like almost a third of the map. I'm only about a third of the way through the game. I've liberated almost a third of the map, but the cultists still drive the same routes. So I'm standing in a field that I have liberated. There's a bunch of free people standing around. They're all doing their thing. And then this cultist will just drive up in a pickup truck and start shooting at me, even though there's like 30 armed men behind me. And they don't do a fucking thing unless they get hit by the bullets. So then I've got to take them out. And it just doesn't feel right, because I'd feel that if the cult knew that I was taking over certain parts of the world, they would stop going there after a while. Or they would do like a concerted effort against it, like a bunch of stuff, rather
It's
than
almost
just
like you
one
want
dude.
smart AI from Ubisoft or something.
Yeah, it'd be really nice if I did.
That's crazy.
But in terms of the topic, It does. It just feels samey. It feels like every other Ubisoft open world game. It feels like every other open world game ever, which is rather than me actually organically walking through the world and finding things, I just pull up the map, see a list of shit, and go, I'll do that one, and then maybe I'll do that one, and then I fast travel between all those points, and I just tell the map to go fuck itself.
Yeah. See, the problem is with games nowadays. I'm just gonna generalization entirely. A lot of them, especially when they're sequels, they seem like DLC more than a different game entirely.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that.
Sequels have always been like that since I think PS2 era. Like the second games are always just a bit more, and then definitely in the PS3 era is when that really started.
Yeah, but I'm trying to compare it more to when Saints Row the Third came out. Everyone was like, "Holy fuck, they've completely changed Saints Row entirely."
Yeah.
And then that company went down. THQ went down, and then they gave it to Insomniac. Was it?
No, Volition.
Volition. That was it.
Well, Volition was always the developer.
Yeah, but Volition did it on their own with Deep Silver.
With Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
Which was originally meant to be a DLC, but it never happened. And it changed. They added a couple of things, but the same game happened.
The problem,
and that's how I'm seeing the rest of the games nowadays. They add a couple of new features. They're like, oh look, we've got this new thing that you couldn't do in the last one, but now we can do it this time, and it's basically the same.
You're right, and the reason that's happened is because you create a whole video game, and then if you want to do an entirely new thing, you have to scrap the work you've done for the last 4 years and start again. Yeah. And that costs a lot of money and a lot of effort.
No, I understand that,
I'm happy for them to build on systems and make
but it's also the
things.
Same,
but
same
just
mechanic.
It's not just that though. It's not the Far Cry 5 is the same as Far Cry 4, which is the same as Far Cry 3, which makes sense because they're all Far Cry.
Yeah.
What I don't like is Far Cry 5 feels the same as Assassin's Creed, which feels the same.
First person.
Yeah, which feels the same as Ghost Recon, which feels the same as every other. It's when a company decides all our games are going to look like this.
Battlefront and Battlefield. Battlefield 1 and Battlefront 1.
Yeah.
They were the same game, except different
with a skin.
guns.
Just a different skin.
Exactly.
That's where the problem lies now, is that companies find a niche in their own portfolio and then go, oh, this worked, all of our games are going to look like this now. And people don't see it as much, but the guys at Rockstar have been doing this for years. Because GTA 3, 4, 5, Red Dead, Bully...
GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas 4, 5, Red Dead...
How is 5 different? Apart from online, how is 5 different?
There's the 3 protagonists, and then there's
you can't do that. You can't say, oh, besides the thing that makes it different, what makes it different?
Well, that's the thing. But that's the thing
GTA
you've been
Online
saying,
is a different
where it's
product.
but it's the same product.
Well, there's a lot of
the only difference. The only thing. Okay, it's a different product entirely. Except the only thing that is the same is the map. Everything else is the same.
The other thing that is very different is that in
different.
every other GTA game, you had to find weapons. You couldn't buy them.
You could because there was ammunition.
Oh, really?
No, but again,
ammunition for San Andreas.
Definitely San Andreas. I'm not.
But
sure
again, that's
but there were gun stores.
That's the same. But that's the same argument you've been making against the sequelization thing. Is GTA 5 they added online.
There was also 5 protagonists and an actual 3 protagonists. 3 protagonists, and they all had a very interesting storyline where they all did.
Having an interesting storyline is what GTA does. It just happens to be 3 of them.
I don't know. 4 was not very interesting.
A lot of people
the
like
only
4.
Interesting thing
4 is the most acclaimed of all.
With the
apart from
most
San
interesting
Andreas.
thing for 4 for me was the fact that you could date a random chick that you couldn't choose.
And then, but then you've got the expansions as well, like the Ballad of Gay Tony, and
I tried playing them, and I still wasn't interested.
They're good, but GTA adding online to me is the same as with Far Cry 5 of them removing the tower mechanics but replacing it with something else, because they replaced it with something else called these
what did they replace with online? What did they get rid of from Far Cry? From GTA 4, what did they get rid of to replace it with online? What is the replacement for that?
Well, they replaced their regular multiplayer, because you could always play multiplayer in GTA.
Yeah, but
they just amped it up. They just went, oh, okay, well now it's not local. Amp it up.
That's been going for years.
Yeah,
that's why it's so successful.
Exactly.
Same with. actually.
Red Dead would be if it had microtransactions
Yeah,
built in.
because that's the thing. Is like it's
Red Dead GTA 4 had multiplayer, and it was
Can
successful.
somebody please hack me in a shark card?
yeah. The only thing.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing my faults here.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
like it's the same
fault in our
thing.
stars.
Like that's
Fuck.
but the thing that makes Rockstar so good is that they leave a long gap between
Yeah.
their games.
Well, that's the thing.
You
when it comes
forget.
to
Yeah,
when
they
it
do.
comes to when it
Yeah.
comes to games, the main ones that you think of, they have free DLC. So like GTA Online, that's been going for years.
Hey Dean, can you please do the bug with me again so I can buy this car?
DLC.
You're trying to be 15-year-old Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you mean free DLC? Like they've never done free DLC.
What, GTA?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
No, all the
Like,
updates
all
for
the
GTA
updates-
Online.
all
are
the
free.
Updates,
update-
yes.
Yeah,
The-
but
Yeah,
like
that's DLC.
That's DLC. That's adding
Because
more
they've-
content.
they've
Downloadable
added
content,
all
whether it
of
be
that,
free or
like-
not.
Well,
Okay.
you could do what Warcraft does, and for all the expansions, you could be like, pay for this.
Okay,
or
just
get
thinking
out.
from like that point of view. Yes, I understand
Rainbow
that, yeah.
Six Siege, like yeah, you can pay for those characters. You can get the season pass for all those characters, but you can also play for those characters. You can get
Yeah.
all the maps from the start. You don't need to pay for any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all. You can either work for it or you just have it.
Yeah, but the thing that they do instead is they put in
With
microtransactions.
Siege, yeah, with Siege is a little bit different because like it costs a ridiculous amount to get the new characters.
Yeah.
With GTA Online, they're making things a lot more expensive. So before, I think the most expensive thing was like $1 million car, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, fuck, that'd be difficult to get to. Then they introduced Siege. They
Then they
introduced
introduced
Heists,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which gave you like fucking 300,000 for. I don't know, the second or
Yeah.
third one,
Yeah.
whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was easy to get to $1 million. And they're like, oh, hold on. Okay, there's a $7.5 million car
Yeah.
that you need to get because it's really fast.
The inflation
And
is
it-
crazy.
Yeah. They've continued doing
And that was their thing. But
insanely.
like
And now
it's,
they're
it's
like,
still
no, you can have.
I'm not
businesses.
debating that it's
They-
popular or
no,
that
I
it's
know.
good.
It's
It's
the
just that-
originality is still
Yeah.
gone. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. When I
'Cause
said,
all they did
when
was-
I said I noticed my fault. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Because all they did was because like GTA 4 had the same sandbox
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's just that you couldn't play it multiplayer online.
Yeah.
Then they made it multiplayer online, and holy shit, the whole thing blows up.
And like they're moving all of that.
But
shit.
that's, and I think that's where I sort of start to differ from the point is that like originality doesn't necessarily mean that it's got to be a brand new thing.
Yeah.
Because there was this guy years ago I learned in uni about how he did his research throughout like all of the plays and movies and television shows that have ever been done, and he basically came to the conclusion that there are 27 stories
Yeah.
in human history.
Really?
27.
Wow.
27 unique individual stories, and everything we have ever done in the history of entertainment is just a spin on one of those 27 stories.
Okay.
Boy meets girl, guy kills mother, guy kills father. Like, they're all just like the same damn thing over and over and over again. We just change up the variables and change the setting.
What movie was that?
What?
Guy kills dad, guy kills mum.
Oedipus,
Guy- yeah.
Oedipus and then Star Wars. Guy kills dad.
He didn't kill mum though.
Well, he
No,
killed
no.
mum in childbirth.
Oh, it doesn't count. That's not murder. You can't get charged for murder if you're born from them.
No,
That'd be a bit shit house.
The-
You're
the
fucking
example-
born and it's like, well, you killed your mum. So.
But the inevitable, like they're all based on the same story.
Yeah,
Like, the hero's journey is one of the ones as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
and so it's hard to get an original story where
Yeah.
games succeed is original mechanics.
Yeah.
That's where things change it up, and that's why, like, I talked to you about that piece I wanted to write
Yeah.
about Horizon Zero Dawn. It's basically an open world game too, practically the same thing as Far Cry 5. Difference being, it gave me a unique mechanic that I didn't get anywhere else.
Which was...
Hunting metal dragons with a bow.
Yep, that's...
You can do that in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Fuck that game.
No! No!
Keena's upset! Shut
Okay,
up!
no.
No, that game's really
The
good.
game's really
I never
good,
played
but
Blood
it's
Dragon.
but it's short.
Oh, no, that's why I love it as well.
Horizon Zero Dawn gave me that for
I
about
think
50
Blood
hours.
Dragon's free on Xbox at the moment, actually.
Yeah, it might be.
Could be.
But the, no, but
But
the
it's the DLC.
It's
you need
standalone.
the original game.
No, you don't.
no, you don't.
It's standalone.
Yeah, but the thing about Horizon Zero Dawn is it gave me that with a compelling story and for about 50 hours.
Yeah.
And so, like, as far as I can tell, that's about as original a game has been in a long time.
Look, when it comes to it, originality is difficult to come by.
Yeah.
Like
At this point.
if we were to sit down and be like, oh,
All right,
let's come
head
up
to
with
the
an
end of
original
the fucking
game.
video before we even get there.
What?
Head fucking coming to the moral of the story before we even finished it.
That's his moral. I have a very different opinion of this.
All right, here we
Oh,
go.
do you?
Yeah.
If we all sat down and tried to create an original like idea for a game, a movie, a fucking book, anything, like it would be difficult to do without creating spin-offs of something else. So whether it be like, you know, we create some magical universe where everything, all right, we don't need that.
Don't complain about tangents if you're going to cause them.
My god, you're going on a tangent!
Shut your mouth. We don't like. It's difficult to come up with an original idea, especially when it's been so many years since we've documented a lot of shit in the last
100 years,
1,000 years. Not
Oh
even-
yeah,
yeah. Like it's ridiculous. how much
Everything that
stuff
we
we've-
think is informed
we've
by
documented.
something else.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, we can't come up with original ideas because most things have been thought of, and the
Yeah.
things that haven't been thought of are either fucking ridiculous or just will never work as some type of selling point for a game. And that's why people aren't working on different types of games. I can understand like different mechanics, like that will
Yeah.
change the game. That will completely change it. So as you said with Far Cry 5, like they haven't got the towers anymore. Like you just hear shit from people.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and you see it and you
which
collect
is
it.
which is just networking. Like,
Yeah.
they've changed it from you have to climb a really ridiculous tower with some snakes on it to you need to network with people. You need
Yeah.
to find people that know shit and just fucking figure it out.
Just
from
like the
there,
real world.
basically.
yeah.
Except the
and, like,
people in
yeah,
that place are worse.
Yeah, that's a new mechanic. But in the end, like at the end of the day, you still need to get enough guns to go to this place to shoot some people to then
Yep.
like
Yep.
take over another area.
Yep, absolutely. Yep,
And, like,
100%.
You add that new mechanic,
Yep.
but it's still the same game.
Yep. Yep.
Nathaniel, what's your argument?
For what?
This topic.
Originality
Okay,
in video games.
I'm gonna completely like disregard the Far Cry thing because
No, that's
I haven't
fine.
played it. I'm gonna completely disregard the GTA thing because I didn't play enough of it.
Yeah.
And the only
That's
time-
fine. You don't have to bounce off these good arguments.
The only
Yeah,
time
go
I
off
did,
your own.
Yeah, but let me finish. The only time I did play GTA 5
Well, you played online. you know.
was online was when I was exploiting a bug with Dean and friends.
Yeets.
And I remember this one time
We
I
made
was like,
so much money.
I was like playing GTA Online. I'm like, this one guy's killing me, and then Dean joined the server and sniped him. I'm like, thank you, Dean.
I got rid of
Holy
the guy.
Grail.
I'm
But basically,
I'm so good at my
okay,
job.
So I'm gonna have two
Yeah,
examples
go.
for this.
Make them brief.
They're going to be brief.
Cool.
Good.
My first example. They're going to make a new game of this game that I'm about to talk about very soon. They've announced the fact that they want to do it. I feel like they're going to do it because it's going to make them money. I am going to be very annoyed if they don't come up with some sort... No, it's not Spyro. I'm going to be quite annoyed if they don't come up with some sort of new storyline or way to go about it other than becoming the leader. Because the game I'm talking about is Fable. And they have talked about making a new Fable game for some time now, and they've announced the fact that they're going to release the rights to a game company.
Yeah, it's going to take some time.
It
but
is going to take
yeah.
some time. If they don't make a Fable game that isn't, like, something different to you just starting off as a poor person and then becoming a real rich person who helps lead the country, or at least runs the country, or whatever, like, if they don't, like, come up with something new, I'm going to be quite annoyed. If they don't do something different to what they've already done, that Shattered, which was, like, the party games that they did,
Yeah.
I'm going to be very annoyed.
I think it will be Fable
But-
4, like, or
Yeah.
Fable.
My
like,
question then is, like, if they don't do that, is that a Fable game?
But, well, yeah, it could be. Like
That's-
they could.
that's
They
the
could
thing.
Depends on how
the
you
thing
view
is,
it.
like, they could like go in a completely.
What if you could go from rich to poor?
Well, you could. Like they could have it. Well,
Start the game with the mansion and the game eating
well,
shit.
like you could, but like the other thing about a Fable game, which I think that really liked it, is that they made the whole game about decisions. But like I've said in a lot of other podcasts that we've had, most games that let you make decisions, the decisions don't fucking mean shit in the great scheme of things. Most of the time, sometimes it may lead to a different ending, which is the best outcome. Most of the time, it leads to you having a couple of different differences in the story, but then there's one decision at the end that you really have to make. That's a
yeah.
huge thing. Like with Life is Strange, for example, doesn't matter what the fuck you did for the whole game. It's the very last decision that actually matters what happens in the end. That's
It is difficult to program
Yeah.
for that shit, but yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
Don't market
Okay.
your game on choice if you're not
Yeah.
going to let it happen.
if they made a Fable game where you could choose maybe like a faction, that would be something I'd be really excited for. Because then you could be like, okay, I want to be with the Heroes Guild. Or, okay, I want to be with the Assassins. Or, okay, I want to be with the Regal team, like sort of thing. Like, they could do that. And that would be really interesting. Even if they made like an online thing where you could join like a guild or something, I'd be really happy with that. But the other game that I'm going to lead into with fantastic originality, and I'm going to give huge props to, and every single person will have given huge props to this game, and other people hate it because people obsess over it so much, and that's just another case of like fan base. But that game is Undertale.
Undertale. Yeah, of course.
So you're
Holy
gonna say
shit!
No Man's Sky?
No, fuck that. Yeah, No Man's Sky, super original, just 3D Minecraft. But
Continue. Undertale. Yes, no, that is original from everything I've
What's
seen about.
Undertale again?
Undertale is a game where you start off as okay, so it's like a retro game sort of thing. Like,
like an
Retro RPG.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you start, and you're this kid who's fallen into the underground. The underground is basically this other world where humans don't exist and monsters do. The humans push the monsters into this underground area where they try to live for their days. The monsters are basically like all sorts of things, ghosts, skeletons, and all sorts
We
of
know what
things.
monsters are.
Yeah,
I have
but
3 new points.
yeah.
But I'll let you continue,
Okay.
but like I have
Okay.
3 new points to bring up.
Okay, with Undertale,
Maybe 2. 'cause
there's
I've got the same one.
a fight. There's a really interesting fighting mechanic. The fighting mechanic is you don't really like choose how to attack. You just hit attack. What you do choose is how you attack. So there's 2 different. Okay, that's really weird.
Yeah,
But,
You don't choose how to attack.
Okay, you don't choose what attacks you use, but you choose like what point you want to take. So you've got like attacking, and then you've got talking. So you could like talk to them.
Oh, so like
You could talk your way out of fighting them.
This is why I want to do Dungeons
But-
and Dragons.
The main point.
I've been
of,
doing that lately. It's actually
The
kind of
main
fun.
point of the game is the fact that you're this little heart thing in battle mode. Like when you go into like a fight, you're a little heart, and you've got to dodge attacks. And like attacks come at you through boxes. It breaks so many walls. It's a really interesting game.
Yeah.
And it's 100% original. It's the only,
Well,
what?
the premise is that it's a retro RPG. Other than that, like,
Yeah,
it's original.
they're just taking like a feel and turning it into something new.
Well, not just that, but it plays with subversion. It plays with everything that you think about an RPG, like a retro RPG, and turns it on its head.
Yeah.
Some people would argue that's not originality. I don't. But there are some people who would argue that like you can't, like taking something and then turning it on its head is not original. That's just turning it on its head. That's what the argument would be.
But it's not just doing that, is the thing. Like
No.
Well, like
I
think
haven't
about
played
the actual battling mechanism. You're
It's a
just,
very unique battle mechanic.
Yeah,
I'll
that
give
is
it.
a
Yeah,
really
it's very,
fucking-
very good. Yeah.
and the storyline is really amazing, and the fact that you can, there's 3 endings to this game. There's the good, true good, neutral, and bad ending. You can be true good, and you don't kill anyone. You don't
you
attack
don't-
anyone. You
Metal
don't do
Gear.
anything. You just talk to everyone. And you talk your way out of every battle. Neutral ending is you may kill some people, you talk your way out of the others, whatever. True bad ending is when you will literally
Murder
grind
everything.
an area until you kill everything in that area, and then you move on to the next one.
And there's some really interesting mechanics in that game where, like, some of the... Because it was originally a PC game,
Yeah.
some of the villains... Because the way Steam works and the way people play on PC is you do, like, the save scumming thing, and you hit the save state and then back out and try again.
Yeah.
The game remembers that.
Yeah.
It goes into your files and goes... And if you meet up with a character where you, like, killed them accidentally, they'll actually say something like, wait, didn't you kill me last
at
time?
the same time, it all ties into the storyline and the
Yeah.
lore of the game. So only some characters will remember and other characters won't.
Yeah.
So characters like Sans and the main bad guy will remember everything about you.
Yeah, and so...
But
then,
other characters will be like, "Who are you?"
Wait, no, I got it. Never mind.
Yeah, so then the final boss fight in that game is really cool.
But there's like 5 different final boss fights.
the
with every final
the
boss.
one where the boss basically turns into the player character. Did you do that one?
There's that one.
Yeah.
That's the
Where it's
true... Okay, so basically the way that I saw it happen was I watched PewDiePie play it. He did the neutral ending where he killed some... He didn't really know much about the game when he played it. He did the neutral ending, killed the main bad guy, and then right at the end the main bad guy's like, "You're not free. You have to go back and save everyone and be friends with every single person before you come and fight me the next time."
Yeah.
So that's what he did. He went back. He didn't film this part, but he went back and he became friends with everyone, did everything good, and then went back to do the final boss so that people only saw the final boss part.
Yeah.
And then he just explained anything that was interesting.
Because the final...
then the final boss was like, oh, you made friends with everyone, really good. And then he takes everyone hostage and is like, you shouldn't have done that because now you're tied to all these people and I control them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's I think it's the bad one where, like, he basically turns into the... He basically says something along the lines of, like, I'm the player now. And so during the boss battle, he, like, creates save states. And, like, when you get him down...
Oh, no, that's the main... That's the
main one? Yeah, when you get him down to low health, he, like, reloads his save and goes back to full health.
Yeah.
And starts again. And it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And you're like,
There's
what? And it's really
and
cool.
And then there's a part where the game crashes, you get back into it. Like, there's a heap of stuff with the good ending that, like, it challenges you to be truly good, like, as a person, not just as a player.
Yeah.
But, like,
It's
if you do
fantastic.
the bad ending, you just fight the neutral boss, and then right at the end, your character pops up, but it looks a little different, and it's like, they explain that you've been possessed the whole time, and you never actually made any of those decisions.
It's a fucked up game.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. And then, like, if you do the bad ending, and then do the good ending, right at the end, the player turns around and it's the bad ending anyway. So, because, like, right at the end of the bad ending, it's like you have to sell your soul if you want to start this game again. Like, if you want to play again, it says you have to sell your soul. And if you click accept, the game will start again and it'll be all fine.
You get
and
to
then
do
if you finish the game again as the good ending, the character turns around in bed, like your character turns around in bed and its eyes open and they're red, and then the game crashes.
Oh.
Yeah, it does a lot of things with, like, save states and figuring out and, like, remembering what you did. It is definitely a really good argument for original games. I think the issue that Kyron might be running into is that those original games are often very hard to find.
There's only 3 characters in that game that can do those things. It's a character called Sans, the main bad guy called Flowey, and you can only do that because you're the new character. You're the player, basically.
I love Napster Luke.
Yes.
Do you ever just want to sit on the floor and eat sandwiches?
It's like the first boss fight you have, and you, like, defeat him, and he's like, oh, dude, you can't kill me, I'm a ghost, but I'm just gonna go cry.
He's just depressed. Do you ever just feel like laying on the floor and
What did
eating
you want to
sandwiches?
say, Dean?
The first thing was, no matter how much we search for original games, whether it be sequels or not, companies tend to have a very specific way of how they want to mold their games, how
An
they want to do
algorithm
things.
to appease the shareholders.
Because
How
the
they wanna
thing
make
is-
money.
Yeah, like, not only are a lot of the shareholders, like, responsible for how games eventually come out, like, a game developer could say, oh, we need another 3 months, and they'll say, well, you have about 4 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
they need to work around that. Not only that, but, like, it's very oriented on how that company does things.
They're also getting hit by, like, development times.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, one of the things I was going to say about Far Cry 5 was that if that game had come out 2 years ago, would have blown everyone's fucking mind.
Yeah.
But it came out a year after Horizon Zero Dawn. So I'm
And
looking
Zelda
at it,
Breath of the
and
Wild.
Zelda Breath of the Wild. And the thing is, they even take something from Zelda, but, you know, it would have been in development before Zelda. But the thing they kind of replace the towers with are these things called prepper stashes, which are like little mini puzzles that you solve to get into a bunker to get some shit. Which in there can be maps for the area, or perks, or guns, or cash, or whatever. But they're like little mini shrines, like in Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you're like, oh, this thing, I gotta climb up here, and then I gotta grapple down here, then I set this thing on fire, and then, oh, if I jump around here, I find the key, and then I can come back, and now it's been on fire for 30 seconds, it's burnt down, and there's the lock, cool, open it, now I'm in the stash. And it's like actually really fun, but that's the best part of that game.
That's the thing, like, when it comes to like, a lot of people want to see sequels of something. Like, when they play a good game, they think, oh, fuck, the second one's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Like, I'm really keen for Darksiders 3.
Yeah, they just really want to see the next game. And it's really hard to come up with an original idea, but still keep the same game. Exactly.
Yeah. You end up with the two, like, the split.
Yeah, because then you think, you play the game, and if it's completely original, either someone says, oh, wow, that was fucking amazing. Like, that took a completely different turn that I didn't want to see. Or the other person says, that wasn't my game.
Yeah.
That wasn't the game I want to play. That's got nothing to do with anything that I wanted to see.
You end up with what I call the Call of Duty problem, which is either it's changed too much or not enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to springboard off your point into my argument now. God of War, the upcoming one, is very much exactly that, as in, it is not the original games. It is not Square.
Well, he's already killed the gods, hasn't he? Like,
Yeah,
what
well,
else
now
is
he
gonna
can't do
do?
the Norse ones. So for me,
Oh, right, so
Yeah.
he's moving on.
Yeah.
Ah,
Different mythologies.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
so basically, in talking about God of War really quickly,
Yeah.
he calls what the Norse would call Ragnarok. He literally destroys the world at the end of God of War 3.
Yeah.
Because the gods are tied to their elements. When you kill the gods, you kill their element. Like when you kill Helios, the sun goes. When you kill Zeus, there's no more thunder or anything. When you kill Hera, the world dies because she's like related to
Fertility and
Yeah.
Life, yeah.
So yeah, he literally destroys the world. So he goes to Norseland, and raises the sun. And from that, it's no longer square, square, triangle. It's I think it's the shoulder buttons, and it's like
They've changed the buttons.
Yeah, they changed everything.
yeah, and it's now over the shoulder. It's not proper third person sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like Gears of War, not...
It's more
Yes,
like,
yeah. More
like-
Gears of War, Tomb Raider.
No,
yeah, more
Assassin's
Tomb
Creed.
Raider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And now it's about family. Like it's about him in his relation with his son,
Yeah,
which
with
is
his son,
not
yeah.
well.
Did he have a daughter at some point?
Yes,
Yeah, he
that
kills
was
his
his original
daughter.
motivation is that he kills his wife and daughter by accident. Because they were in
Dude, if you
fog.
want to do a
I can
God of War
understand
cast,
one,
I'll
but-
do that.
But both? How do you...
Yeah, that's
okay,
actually a
if we
good
do
point.
if we do a cast on that, I'm going to have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
But that is. A
I
good
will
point.
explain
I
it to
feel
you.
You'll
I'll
explain
have
it to me
fun.
and I'm
I
just
feel
going to
like that
react
is.
to it.
Yeah, we don't
If
want
you
to
want
talk
to see
about.
that...
Yeah.
Let us know.
We don't want to
like,
talk too much
comment,
about God of War
subscribe,
because we'll
all
do a
that shit.
podcast on them.
For me, God of War is original in the God of War franchise
Yeah.
because it is a new setting, a new combat style. Even though it's still mashing buttons, but now you can call back your axe, which is cool.
I think you can find originality in things that you've done before.
Yeah,
It's just that the games industry at the moment is focused on the big releases of the year, which
Yeah.
do tend to feel very samey
Yes.
because they tend to be from the same five
We
companies.
see some differences. So like A Way Out, like no one's ever really seen a very co-op based game for a very long time. Everyone's been calling for it. They've said, "Give us a co-op game." No one's done it. They've
Yeah.
added co-op, but they've never like
it's
based
not
it
the
around
focus.
that.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
this, like no matter whether it be
Split screen
you're
or
sharing
online.
the same screen, or if it's online, like you see each other's screen, you
Yeah.
see each other's perspective. Sea of
that's
Thieves,
because-
that's completely open world. We haven't seen that before.
Far Cry 4. Not Far Cry 4. Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah, but that's open world.
It's not open world,
No, I'm saying Sea of Thieves is open world.
so it's Assassin's Creed 4.
Is not open world.
Yes, it is.
4?
Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed 4 is open
Black
world.
Flag's an open world game.
All Assassin's Creed are.
No, I'm saying multiplayer open world.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Fucking MMO.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You didn't say
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Yeah, no,
Massive
I realize that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's like an MMO. Like you move on to that shit.
Yeah.
And it's more like kind of find your own way.
Yeah.
I haven't played it myself, so I'm probably missing a lot of mechanics from it.
No, you're not.
Oh,
There's
that's
really not
it?
much to it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well,
It's pretty bare bones at the moment.
but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all of the big games you see, like it's either what people have been expecting or it's a sequel.
You've also got to like remember that every single development team is led by one single creative designer that they've got to listen to. So, and a lot of those creative designers are very like full of themselves. They don't want anyone else's input. They're just like, this is my idea, and this
Yeah.
is what I want.
Well,
This
that's
is
what the
the
investors
shareholders
get.
want
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
and this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
depends on the
Everyone's
company.
going to do that. With
Because I don't know, yes, all developers are affected by the financial income, whether they're privately owned or publicly shared. With your thing about like big head person following a dream, Quantic Dream's upcoming game, Detroit Becomes Human, that is, for me, an original story. Not story, more just like original within video games. As in, it's basically Blade Runner. But like we don't see that in video games, and it's a different take on it in terms of like, what if robots had emotions?
Okay.
And it's all decision
Yeah,
based.
I'm
like
very
Heavy Rain.
excited for that.
It's basically and it's like proper like voice acted and all that, and like that. Fuck, you're an idiot.
You did that twice just then.
And then so
That's
it's
not
like
even
with
really
me,
work.
to me, like yes, the AAA games are original to an extent. With like Battlefield 1, like Battlefield 1 probably the most original AAA game in terms of like we don't see World War One games outside of like strategy games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the mechanics were behind.
Yeah, no, but like the
Battlefield 2.
mechanics. I think most AAA games you either get a new setting, a new story, or a new mechanic. You'll never get the trifecta.
The thing with mechanics, though, is that it's difficult because what controller layout would you give a
what
first
can
person
you change?
shooter?
Yeah,
What would
exactly.
you do? They
The
perfected
trigger
it.
would be the right trigger. The grenades would be either the bumpers or the left trigger.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Call of Duty
Your
Modern
jumping
Warfare.
would be X or
Yeah.
A.
Yeah.
Like,
They
Halo and
perfected
Modern
it.
Warfare.
They perfected it.
Yeah.
Left trigger scope, right trigger shoot. That's
exactly.
it. That's
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
from now
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So like when a mechanic is perfected, it's hard to go back and change
But the
it.
mechanics itself, like,
But when
we
they-
understand that changes,
And, like-
and then that changes the whole perspective on originality.
No, but-
Like, yeah, you get a different story, but if it's all the same thing and you're just working towards beating the main bad guy, that's where people are drawing the line. It comes to the very bare bones basic of the game. So it's
But when
you
they
start
do-
the game, you've got all of these mechanics that you're familiar with. You can roll with X
Yeah.
or square or, like, whatever it is. And then you get to the main bad guy and you kill them and then you save the world. Like, everyone's like, oh, great. That's another game I've spent $100 on that has delivered me
But
the same
again,
thing.
that's like they can deliver me the same thing if
Yeah.
they take me on a different journey.
Yeah.
We were just talking about.
I feel like through this
Wolf-
whole
we were talking
through
about
this whole
Wolfenstein.
conversation, I've changed my whole perspective
Yeah.
on the entire topic.
We were just talking about Wolfenstein earlier before, and that is a story of
Yeah.
hey, get in and save the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And
What if
that
Nazis-
thing goes bonk, like it goes places that I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
seen a video game go before.
Yeah.
Using a very established point shoot mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's very refined, sometimes it's very hard,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, the fuck that goes.
like Wolfenstein's very hard. Like,
Yes.
it's ridiculous. Yeah, no, but it's like you like it's almost like the mechanics of the tools.
Like-
And it's very hard to invent new tools. But then what you do with those tools
That's what I was going to say before. I forgot.
lead you to like new things. Like you get Wolfenstein, which like that's its setting, which is like alternate America. You have, for me, Hellblade, which is a very original experience for me in terms of
I
like
want to play Bakugan now. Yep, continue.
in terms of like it is an audio experience. It is a like
To dive into the mind.
yeah, it's a psychological experience, but it's a better God of War spin-off game.
I
Like,
think the actual moving forward and innovation in mechanics that you're looking for will come in VR.
Yes.
VR
That's,
is the next step.
that's
I
where
think-
it will
yeah.
go because you'll finally
go,
have
yeah.
the ability to change up the mechanics in a
I've-
way that feels
yeah.
more intuitive, and you won't be restricted to a controller anymore or a keypad.
Yeah.
You will finally have the ability to say like, "Oh, my finger's going to do this," and those.
Yeah.
But that is, I would estimate 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
it's a
I just
fair
realized-
fucking way.
I just realized, like, this whole fucking time when we were doing, like, the what are we into, we completely skimmed over the fact that I saw Ready Player One, and then we...
We'll go to it next time.
Yeah, you can talk about it next week for 20.
We don't have time.
we talked about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood that's been out for fucking years.
Yeah.
that you guys still haven't seen.
When it comes to the VR thing, I've noticed that a lot of people just want Sword Art Online. That's all people want.
Yeah.
Like, when
Yeah.
you want
I know what you mean.
Animated.
I actually, I genuinely would not mind having a game like that.
Animated.
Where you're put to...
Spike is
obviously
3D.
not, I don't want to die when I die, because I'm shit at video
Die in the
games.
game, you die in real life.
But, like, yeah, no, I would not mind a game where I go to sleep, and then I just control my body's, like, my character's movements.
That's
However I want.
future
And, like,
tech, though.
Yeah, but
It
that's what
would
I'm
be
saying.
really
like,
cool to be able... It would
That's-
be really cool to be able to, like, play a game while you're asleep.
yeah, but that's
It
what I'm
would
saying,
create
though. When
a
it
whole
comes
new
to...
space for free time.
When it comes to the VR, everyone like instantly looks to that. If they've seen that anime, they instantly look to Sword Art Online because that's just like the pinnacle of what we want to eventually get to. And that's what people want from the start. And that's why people aren't
It's going to take time,
investing
though.
into... Exactly.
gonna
That's
take
what I'm
time.
saying, though. But people are just investing... Well, not investing...
The most
yeah.
fun VR stuff is the goofy stuff right now.
Yeah.
Like where they're experimenting, like things like Job Simulator and things
Yeah.
like that. Like
Shit
VR
like that.
chat.
yeah, like seriously,
Well,
shit like
yeah.
that, like Rec Room and stuff like that, where it's just like I'm gonna like Job
I'm gonna
Simulator's
Kermit finish.
What? Genocide? Suicide.
Job Simulator's the best though when they've created this world where robots
Butchered
have to
that.
now put humans in a museum and they're trying to re-emulate human behavior
Mm.
and you put like a donut in a photocopier and you get another donut and you're like, wait a second, that's not how that works. And you spend your entire time going,
Yeah,
wait a
VR
minute,
is nothing like...
wait a
what it
minute,
is.
that's not how that works.
You've got I think they've got VR CSGO or something like that.
Yeah, they're starting to.
Which is actually really cool because I saw in one of the videos, you can like take out the mag.
Yeah.
Which is the type of maneuverability that I want in a game.
Yeah,
like,
they've got things like
if you walk into a player and then like you see them there, if you can take out the mag and then like take their gun from them and their strength parameter isn't as high as yours, so then your character is able to steal it from them and then you can like beat them with it.
But it's gonna be things like that's a cool idea, but then how do you get the feedback on the other end?
Well,
Like,
that's the thing. Like, if their strength is like 13 and mine's like 17, I can take that gun. If I try to, then my hands and my strength parameter isn't as high, my hands slip off.
Yeah, but your hands slip off. But what lets you know that that's happening?
Vibration.
Because the thing is,
it would just be math.
No. But like physically, like when you go up and reach it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like personally, I'm gonna walk up and grab someone's gun.
No. What I'm saying is that you have to have a feedback of some sorts,
right?
Because one of the things they've noticed in VR,
the only way they'd be able to do that is like vibration.
Haptics. Yeah, they're gonna have to do haptics.
Right.
So if you're doing something in VR, one of the things I've noticed is that one of the worst things you can do in VR is make the body move while you're not moving. Because your brain goes, I should be moving right now, why aren't I moving? And then it throws up. Like, that's what it does. It's very difficult to try and get that kind of stuff. So they're working on more ways to do that. But one of the other things they said is, like, if you try and do something in VR and it doesn't work the way it's supposed to, it immediately breaks the immersion. So if I try to grab something off someone and I don't get that pullback of someone pulling it back from me, right. That's going to feel weird, that's not going to work, and that's going to feel
physical resistance.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so that's where they need to go of, like, how do I do
was
that?
Thinking, because I've never played like any VR myself, so I was just thinking like
It's fun, but
the visual
fucks you up if you're not used to it. Like if you don't, it takes a few sessions to get used to it, and then after that you've got to So I think the originality we're looking for comes from there, but I think it is so far off the mark right now that we need to be just happy with the games we have, because games look good.
Yeah. I think originality can still come from not the the super high AAA games like your marquees. Like they're going to try and twist what they can without breaking the formula.
They'll be as safe as they can.
You have the AA games like Hellblade, like that kind of a level where like Way Out, like that kind of thing that break the mold, but still they're trying to sell, and they will always be different. And then indies like
Undertale,
like Flower, like
Not in the Woods.
Night in the Woods is a good take on something.
It was incredibly original in my opinion. Have you got like? I guess
you've told me
you've got to
the whole
actually
story.
play it, but like holy shit!
Yeah,
like,
that's
when it comes to it,
the beauty of that game.
Most indie games will be the originals that everyone is searching
Successful
for.
indie.
The only reason that works is because they are indie games.
Yeah.
They aren't your usual point and shoot. Like the only thing that
they're not
people are
based
looking
off a
for when it
formula
comes
that they know.
the only thing that people aren't looking for when it comes to originality is if you you've got your point and shoot, but then is it open world? If it is, like, how do you find the map?
Yeah.
And then that's the thing with Far Cry 5. Like you climb your towers, but you don't in Far Cry 5 because you got that. Or is it a set based thing like Call of Duty Campaign? And then you've just got to go through that. And then, you find your intel that's, like, your collectibles throughout the game. But even then, like, it depends on the type of game you're making. And in the end, it's very difficult to make your original game.
Yeah, and that's why, like, indies is where you're going to find stuff. And moving forward, it'll be the VR, because hardware has always pushed new technology.
But that's the thing.
When we move from 2D,
back to Shannon's thing, we need to be happy with what we've got.
I'm not saying like I'm not happy. I'm not saying I'm not happy. I love the stuff I'm playing. What I'm saying is like when we move from like 2D to 3D, that's when we got completely new experiences. And then since 1994, we've been refining that to buggery.
Yes.
Now I think we've got that. And now VR, it's a new shiny...
like we were saying about the Call of Duty thing before, like the only thing that changed in the last like decade for controllers was the triggers.
Yeah.
We added triggers and it's like, oh, well, this makes sense. Yeah. And then since then, the controller has not changed at all.
Touchpad on PS4.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Hallelujah, it's the second coming. It's a touchpad on my PS4
Hold on, in infamous Second Son.
I know, that's what I was about to say.
You can swipe some shit. Look out! You can open doors with that.
In Assassin's Creed Unity, you can move.
You know what it does in Far Cry? It's a button. You hold it down. It's a button. It's a fucking button.
Big ass button.
Anyway,
I can't wait till they
Okay.
PS5.
Yeah.
Should we
I feel
close
like
this
we've
off?
said the same thing a couple
Yeah.
of times.
Yeah, no,
We're good.
I just wanted to get a couple of my
Close this
points in
off.
because you
Let's
guys talked
close
a
it
lot.
off.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
No, it's good. It's
it's
good.
a good discussion. If you enjoyed this discussion, please like this video, subscribe, hit the bell.
Join the
Jimmy-
notification squad.
I'm gonna urinate everywhere. Keep going.
If you have any questions for the show, please comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. If you like our discussions, we also did a Dragon Ball series discussion, Dragon Ball Super series discussion.
There you go.
It's a long one too.
Yes, this one's long and too.
Takes way
Hopefully
too
the
long.
video doesn't fuck up.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, well,
Sorry if you're seeing a fire duck right now.
Yeah, Fire Duck.
And until next time,
I like
catch you
Fire
guys later.
Does Fire Duck have a name?
Bye.
Fire
Fire duck.
Dollar Duck Bill.
It's like
What do you
yeah,
expect?
yeah.
Oh, I feel like. Wait, is it?
Yeah, that's what I called him when we first found him.
Dollar Duck Bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we did have money raining from the ceiling to begin with, but then we just changed it to fire. Because he had $1 in his mouth.
Yeah.
He still does.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.